we have to do more to reach out to and engage with and ensure that there's good training and good opportunities for all those folks who are in those old industries. Now, my wife's from Ohio. I've spent a lot of time in Northeast Ohio, in an area that's very Rust Belt. And it is exciting to see new investments happening there from some of the new companies that are taking advantage of all these incentives that were put in place by the Biden-Harris administration to invest in American manufacturing in the green economy. And it's exciting to see, and I really want to see that progress continue.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing, and there's tremendous innovation in the country, and Trump would do his best to probably try to stifle it because he's both uneducated about the environmental problems, and he's just ideologically opposed to it because he's quite frankly stupid. I had Mayor Rex Parris on the show the other day, and he made some news kind of by saying, hey, he clearly saw that Kamala Harris was the better candidate on environmental policy, and he's a Republican. And he's also said that the Republican Party is in the bed essentially for big oil. And it's not anything new, but this is something new for a Republican official to admit that the Republican Party is, essentially bought and sold by big
and one
oil.
of the things, it's one of the many things that's sad is how much they are willing to defend and deflect and prevent big oil and other major polluters from being held accountable for the impacts of their pollution. I mean, my father-in-law died of cancer, spent much of his life living on the Ohio River on the border between Ohio and West Virginia. A lot of people die of cancer in that area. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest that it's because of pollution from big corporations in that area. And it's sad to see so many working people being impacted by the effects of pollution and the inability and the unwillingness of so many people in government to hold these folks accountable and actually get them to shut down the pollution that they continue to foist upon a lot of people living in working class parts of the country. And you contrast that to Kamala Harris, who as Attorney General took the lead in a number of lawsuits against the nation's largest oil companies for issues such as misinformation campaigns, coastal oil spills. She went after Volkswagen for their emissions test cheating scandal. She went after oil over leaking fuel storage tanks and air quality violations and other big polluters. And that's ultimately about making sure that working people have access to cleaner water and cleaner air. She did similar things, capping. I think the recent administration has been capping tens of thousands of idle oil and gas wells, and taking action to reduce exposure to PFAS, which is this chemical that gets into people's bodies and creates all sorts of problems, including cancer. Prioritizing funding and clean drinking water infrastructure. I mean, again, it's are you in bed with these industries that want to continue to pollute and make people sick, or do you want to hold them accountable and take them to task?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, and something that should resonate with kind of working class folks, that big corporations are not out to protect them. And I think that was something that for generations, people who supported Democratic tickets recognized, and now it seems that there's millions or tens of millions of people who are working class folks who are willing to vote kind of against not only their economic interest, but their personal health interest to support a candidate who cares not at all about their health or their welfare.
Look, I think we are now the victims as a society of a very well-financed misinformation campaign, some of which is actually being led and directed by foreign enemies, quite frankly, that continue to push out lies and misinformation that's detrimental to working people and to American society in general. And of course, some of this is being heavily financed by the fossil fuel industry. I mean, the Koch brothers, of course, are deeply embedded and deeply invested in leaders in that space. And there are a lot of others that just continue to spend a lot of money pushing out propaganda or tamping down the truth about their impact on our environment. And it's nefarious. And I just hope
I read an article about. I was reading this article that these two Texas oil billionaires who are kind of, allegedly Christian, supporting and every far right wing cause they can, and actually going after people who were 95% rock-ribbed Republicans and throwing them out of the party, essentially, and primarying them unless they gave 100% deference to these two crazy billionaires. They were out. And that's kind of the future of this, where this movement is going, it looks like.
We can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. And it's why really getting engaged in this election over the next couple of weeks is just so important.
Save it.